Hey, hey, hey. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Let's see. Do my little check and see who's on. I see Connie, Deb, Steve, Danelle. Very nice. Nilly91. I don't know who that is. Let's see. It's Deborah. Gotcha. Hey, Deborah. Very nice. Glad to have you on here. Let's see. Shannon's here. Kathy's here. Yay, Kathy. Very cool. I know you're always trying to make it. Very nice. Allison's here. All right. Am I missing Christina? Lizzie? Glad the fam is here. I've got my coffee too, Deb. Tammy, very nice. If Crystal's watching, I drink out of your mug all the time. It goes with me everywhere I go when I leave the house. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. Okay. Got my wine. Very nice. We'll have drinks, coffee, wine. Smoke them if you got them. I will. The beard. You like the beard, huh? Very nice. Steve, you got your vape? Let's vape together, sir. Cheers. Cheers to the vape. Cheers to the drink. There we go. Hope I'm not clearing my throat all night. I'm going to go over here and cough for a second here. Hold on. All right. I think I'm all right. All the men here wear the infamous beard. Do they? Tracy. Hey, Tracy. Steph. Very cool. Heather. Has it been a week? Yeah, it's been a week. It has been a week. So let me first start off by saying, like I normally do, welcome to the new patrons. Tiffany Lee, Trina Bailey, Steve Gasick, who is a friend on Facebook who I'm really happy to have on. All of you, of course, but I know Steve. Christopher Talion, I think is how you say his name. So welcome to those new. Chris is here. Very good. Yeah. So welcome to the new patrons. I always like to welcome the new patrons. And because of the box being sent back right now, and I'll go into that in a second, let's just talk about some dates real quick. So just write this down. Of course, I'm going to post this, but it's good if you guys, I don't know, just so you have it and I try to keep any date I set, I try to keep because, it's good to be consistent and reliable with that. But sometimes things will happen, family stuff or with the box. I mean, it's, I sent the box off and he was able to work on it so quickly and turn it around, and you had to wait for a wire, and it looks amazing and it sounds amazing. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. And I'm just beyond grateful. Steve is, he's one of the most selfless people I've ever met. And there's so many other examples that I know of that a lot of people don't know of. And so, it doesn't need to be overstated, but it is, it's pretty awesome what he does. So, but I'm not getting it back till probably Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. So this is what we're going to do. The first group session that was supposed to be tomorrow night is going to be Saturday the 19th. Saturday the 19th is going to be the first group session. That's the first list that I posted on the page. So I split the patrons. There's like 76, 77 that are on the 10 or 25 level that have loved ones in there. And I split the list down the middle. So the first list is who I'm going to be asking for in the first group session. I will be posting the second half of the list. So if you're not on the first list, you're going to be on the second list. It's alphabetical, so it's kind of easy. You can see after I think Leslie Pigeon was the last one on the first list, but I don't know. Anyway, Saturday the 19th is the first group session is what I'm shooting for, unless there's any unforeseeable issue. Thank you, Tracy. The second group session, just don't tell me any names. That's the thing. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is people have been sending me messages with their loved ones' names, sending me other Facebook I appreciate that, but I'd like to keep this so that it's organized and I don't miss anything. So when I post the post with the list on it, I don't want you to do anything other than on that post, just write, if the name is right on the list, then leave it alone. You don't have to say anything or do anything. But if you want someone that's not on there or you want me to change the name, just write in the comments who you want, and that's it under that post. Okay. Hey, Sally. So that's it. That's it. So if you've sent me a message, I might have gotten it, and I might have been able to note it, but if not, just leave it in on the list. Second group session. Second group session is going to be on the 26th. All right. The 26th. So first group session, the 19th, second group session, the 26th. All right. Both are Saturdays. All right. But I'm going to be doing a special live. I'm going to be doing one more live. I don't know if it's one more live. Hold on. It's the 11th. I think let me just check something. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So after this, I'm going to be doing one more live for the month, and that's going to be on Monday, the 21st. Monday, the 21st, I will be doing a special live on that day. It will be probably around 9 o'clock or 9:30. I don't know yet. But Monday, the 21st, is when I'll be doing a special live on that day. Okay, I'll go into that in a little bit too. For the 25 and up tier, the intuitive class is going to be either on the 30th or the 31st. So it's either going to be a Wednesday or Thursday. I understand some of you in that tier may not be able to make it. It's buffering. Is everyone else okay? I think I'm good, but you lost me. Someone else said that too. Uh-oh. Is my internet bad or something going on? Let's see. How's everyone else doing? I hate to ask everyone to type the good, but I was buffering too. I had to switch browsers. It was glitchy. Okay, all good. Okay. Dana's here. Hey, Dana. All right. The intuitive class is going to be on the 31st or 30th or the 31st. I understand some of you may not be able to attend in live time. Hopefully you can. If not, then you'll have to go back and watch it. It will only be available for the 25 and 25 tier. But whatever exercises and things that I discuss, and if you're live, then you can ask me questions and interact through the chat. Hey, Kathy. If Fielstra, but if you're not, then you can watch it and then message me any questions and we can go over something. I can try to work with you a little bit offhand. I want this to work for everybody that signed up for that tier because, hey, Risa. So I want everyone to have an opportunity to try to really utilize this if they signed up for that tier. So. If the tuning classes will also be around this time, 11 p.m.? No, I'm going to try to do them during the day. The intuitive classes are going to be during the day sometime. I'm going to make it like at 3 p.m., 2 p.m. I don't know yet, but I'm going to try to make it during. Hi, Mom. I love that. I'm going to try to do that during the day. Okay. Hey, Josh, I had a question. When a couple has a partner that's sick and passes and the other partner lays down with them and passes away as well, is that the meaning of true soulmates? Oh, yeah, I would say so. And we've heard that many times. People have been together for 50, 60, 70 years, and they die within an hour of each other. a day of each other. So yeah, I would think so. All right, I got the dates out of the way. I'll post that somewhere, as it's coming up. But just know, again, first group session 19th, second the 26th, and live on Monday the 21st, and intuitive class the 30th or 31st during the day. Okay, moving on. I wanted to discuss the video I just posted. I know I posted for you a more extended cut of the Connie earlier, or a few days ago. I posted pretty much the same length of a session, roughly, of the one I did before I shipped in the box before I shipped it to Steve. So I showed you that. But as I stated in the post, it really takes time for me to review these messages. I have to hear them sometimes 30 times before they just click. And that's probably an intuitive thing. Whether they change or not, I don't know. I know we both all feel, a lot of people, me and Steve, feel that it is, that they do change, but I don't know. All I know is that for some reason they got clearer to me, maybe because I started to come out of some, I don't know. I don't know. I think of all these different reasons of why and how, and I just don't have the answer to that yet. But there were some really, now when I go back and listen to them, and they're really clear. Yeah, I've spent 2 days on a 5-minute clip. Yeah, I've spent almost a week on a clip like that sometimes, just listening and re-listening, trying to see. Do you think, Frank, you are having trouble with the assumption? It could be. I don't know. It could be. Yeah, it could be, Lizzie. I don't know. Do you now believe Michael moved on completely, or your thoughts on the meaning he is in the light? Yeah, I'm going to get to that. I don't know. I'm going to go through each response. Have you ever met anyone that is like you but can't help like you can? I mean, there's a lot of intuitive people that I don't think that know they have the ability. I think we all can help. I think I just I had the passion to want to help, or whatever. I don't know. The books I read about out of body explains guides and when we change from lesson to lesson. Yeah. Good question, Reese. Yeah, I mean, I just want to make sure. I mean, I have friends, I have things that are very intuitive and they pick up things all the time, but I don't, I guess you have to want to do this, Hey, Josh, I got an older-ish Olympus recorder. And the first 2 times I tried, I got 2 EVPs of an older man whispering. Yeah, the Olympus those are good. Those are really good. I've used a couple of them, and I've picked up good EVP. If anyone is interested, I'll make a post summary. Okay, that's good. You take your time. I appreciate all the effort and work. Oh, thank you, Allison. Yeah, I mean, what are your beliefs on time travel? I mean, they say that everything that was, is, and will be is all happened now. It's all in one place. I think what there is some truth to, without it getting too crazy. It's kind of like, I'm trying to give you an example. It's like this. This is probably not the best example. All right, this is the best example that I think I can give you. Okay. You see that? Okay. You see that? That's one level. Okay, but if you turn it like this, or it's really like this, whatever, it's fine. This is a very bad example. I only had 10 seconds, not even a second to think about this. But it's one level, okay? And you can say that's the level we're on. But then when you turn it this way, there's 8 individual lines. And so this is not, we see this and think, oh, then that's it. It's just a straight line. But when you turn it this way, it's not. It's a square, or it's got multiple levels to it. And so it's kind of like an 8-dimensional but we only see one. And, you know, quantum entanglement. Yeah. See, I mean, that's kind of what the situation is. It is that is the situation. And I'm going to I could sit and talk about this all night. Tough concept for me to understand. It is. It's tough concept for any of us to understand because we're not built to understand like that. And we're built to have to reach enlightenment in our life, in a lifetime. But it's hard to comprehend this stuff, and so we just have to keep plugging away at it and doing the best we can. Oh, you guys, interesting, because I can talk to spirits and they ask for help. I just can't help them. Why? That doesn't. But hold on, Risa. Why? That doesn't make any sense. If you can talk to them, then you can help them. Yeah. No, I mean, if you can do that, hear them, all that stuff, then just the same, then you can help them. You just may have not found, how to actually do that yet. But that's why I do what I do, so you could see, because it's no different. If you're telling them the same thing, I don't have a special only gift to help them. Everyone here could do that if that was their interest and they were going to push through. As you see the good things, you see also the downsides at times, or the things that we don't understand about it. No. Okay, hold on. We're getting going here. Let's see. This will be good. Let's see. Tough concept. Yep. Okay. I'm going. I don't want to miss anyone's thing. Yes, you can, Reese. So you just have to concentrate. Yeah. See, Connie's right. Yeah. Reese, you have to believe. And yep. There you go. Okay. Good. Hey guys, I put a really good pic of an orb with, yes, you did, Tracy. And that was awesome. And that coincides with the part in the video that I just posted. Yes. They are now talking about, yeah. Okay. So I read that already. Hold on. Thoughts on Steve's post about Billy? He mentioned you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hold on. Just to make sure. Okay. The Billy post is interesting that he posted, because he posted about Billy, who is someone that's come through many times for him, and we don't know, and weird things have happened when he's come through, and Steve's had weird things happen to him physically, kind of communication's been good, but then he thinks it's because there's an attachment. He's not saying that he's good, but there's a chance that, he's like a demon that's trying to redeem himself, and that it could be something of that nature. He's not saying that, but that's what he's posing as a devil's advocate kind of thing. And, sure, that's a possibility. If you go back and you watch one of me and Connie's earlier sessions, it's called Demons at Flamingo Park. It's one of the earlier videos on the channel. And, we're talking to spirit demons. They said that a group of demons that Jesus wanted home. And that was the first time I got to experience something like that, where it was like, and the devil was going to come through and all this shit. And and he, according to the session and everything that went on, I still haven't reviewed that a second time. Now I'm going to go back through that again. But yeah, so it could be, and that could play into the situation here in the sense. I don't know. It's very interesting, because the answers, and I'm going to go through these responses. So give me a second, guys. Here, let's see. I hope. Okay, but I don't. Do you think we all have the same roles in this area? Oh, I don't think so either, Sally. I don't think that. No, I think people have strengths and weaknesses. Some people see better, some people hear better, some people have certain. But then again, I don't think it's about roles. I don't think life is just about roles. I don't think if I get fixated on a role, then I'm boxing myself into something that God does not want me to box myself into. I'm not really Josh, that is, a hookah bar owner who's a filmmaker. I understand that's who I am in this existence, but that's not who I am. And that's not who you are. You're not Sally. You're really not Sally. You were probably a Joe before and a Betty one. I don't know, but you are now the highest evolved version of yourself. That you can be sure of. I think Billy's an informer in a way. He helps to gather info for something else. Possibly, Chris. Possibly. What do you think of the images obtained by Pharrell Latrulli? real or fake? I don't know those images. If you send them to me, I will definitely look at them. Sally, are you? Sally, I was told not to pay him any mind. I missed that. I'm getting a Billy, but I don't know. Oh, okay, gotcha. God gives everyone their own talents. Yes, God is the one that gives us these talents, and we get to choose some of that with him before incarnating into this life. That's my belief. That's what we've been told that in some other ancient texts. But we're to work together, right? I don't know if that's what Danelle is saying, but, we are, it's built that we are supposed to not be all self-sufficient in a way that we don't need anybody. We're supposed to need other people and rely on them and make connections. We're little points of consciousness, God experiencing this existence. And, at this time, this part of the evolution with free will mixed in there. And so the more that we, turn our will over to him and realign back with our true nature, our true source, then that's when, we're just channeling him, channeling light. I get that. I think at my core, my work is with the living, but with the spirit help. That's what I meant by roles. Well, yeah, but the thing is, though, is there might come a time, Sally, where he may not want you to do that. And you, Sally, may be attached to that, just as I am attached to Hope Paranormal to channel all of you. And so I have to be careful about what I attach myself to. Buddha says, the only thing that, suffering leads to suffering is attachment. What you do is not necessarily who you are, right? I've read they also pick the way they will exit this earth too. Sometimes, yes, if it's a karmic path thing, clearing of path, but there's also other situations that are part of free will. And hence why people, die and get upset and forget that either they forget that they chose that or that wasn't supposed to happen. And so that's what they think. I don't know. Again, this is just theory. Interesting concept. We choose our talents with God. Yeah, we choose a lot of aspects with God, I believe, before coming down. If we were a rich person in a previous life and we, thumbed our nose at many of the poorer people, we may, once we saw the error ways of crossing over into the light, we may want to come back as a poor person to experience what that is, to help clear that karma. I've always felt we all have the opportunity to possess any gift as long as we have that connection with God. I agree with that more, Steph, because Jesus said on the Sermon of the Mount, on the Mount, he said, you all can do what I do. You can heal, you can perform miracles. So I just don't, whether or not that comes to fruition in this lifetime or the next or whatever, but that's going to lead into what I'm going to talk about later on here. We're 23 minutes in. I might have to be on for 5 hours tonight. I will post a link to her images. Yeah, I'd like to see them. As long as our egos let us to let go and believe. It's working to let go of the ego. That is correct. Shed the ego. But the ego is our humble servant when we let it, when we understand it. That's why we are here to help. That's the main reason. I'm even going to read this. I'm about to start reading this book here. This is a powerful book. I don't want to bombard you yet with the books, but this is a serious book. The Kingdom Within, Ellie Madden. Listen to this line. Listen to this, guys. As mentioned in the Bible, paraphrased from several scriptures, it is our destiny as the children of God to inherit the kingdom of eternal life. Because man has the innate capacity to inherit this level of divine understanding, it was meant to be sought after as the prime goal of life. It's no hope live unless it ends at 4 a.m. According to Buddha, we choose our parent. Yes, that's true. Jesus alluded to that in one of the lost scriptures, I believe. And Buddha and Jesus are like they're like the same. You're gonna block us with the paper? I don't know yet. I mean, I may not be able to get to anything else because we're just rapping here. This is just like a rapping session. It's good. I've asked my spirit guides to send me whenever I'm supposed to go. It's just what I've known for 50. Okay. Give or take. You're only going to live for 53 years? I think I misunderstand that. It's just what you've known for 53 years, give or take. Okay. If our loved ones are reincarnated, are we able to still communicate? I think so, to the true soul, but I don't think it's like in the same way as like if I could get him on the recorder. I don't know. That's a theory. Powerful. Yeah, it is heavy. I'm 53. Gotcha, Sally. Yep. So, okay, let me go through these responses real quick. So kind of scale back on the comments for 1 second, just so I can kind of talk to you about it. I was adopted, so I kind of believe we pick our parents. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. I believe that we choose aspects of what, I know that I was in a therapy session one time and I was frustrated with my mother and like something that she was doing that like, bothered me or whatever. And the therapist was like, you keep expecting her to do something different, but she's been very consistent. And, why do you get so upset that she's done the same kind of thing, whether you think that she should be doing something different or not? And she goes, I want you to think about it this way. She goes, think about it this way. What if I told you that you chose your mom? Now, I had heard this theory before, but I really went into research kind of like I didn't go into research. I went more into looking at it after she had talked about this. And I found that there was like a lost text. There was some stuff I found online, and I don't know what text it was. I'll have to find it from a lost scripture, but talking about how we choose certain aspects of our next life, the life we're about to go into, with God, and we choose. So she said, what if I told you that you chose your mom? How would you feel then? And I'd be like, I guess I couldn't be mad at her then. And that it really hit me, So I then had to think about it like that, so anyway, but so there is something to that. I really do. And I think we choose, not everything, because we don't. That's just what I think. Reincarnated soul he talks about his dead parents. One thing I did think about, it's funny Connie's saying this, my almost 5-year-old grandson is a reincarnated soul. We all are, I think, but I think he may just have some memory of it already. He still have still some remnants, is what I think you're saying, Connie. None of us, I think, are just living for the first time. I don't believe that. Maybe someone's a new soul and has never, or I don't think there's any new created souls, but someone may just be living for the first time. What do I know? But I think pretty much all of us have lived some kind of life. But, it's funny. I was thinking about Emmy, my daughter, she's just like 2 months at this point, or a little over 2 months. And how cool is it that she was just in heaven, not too long ago, less than a year ago or whatever it was, that she was just in heaven. She was just in heaven. She wasn't a stuck spirit, hanging out as a woman that just lived a life. She had gone through whatever she had gone through to cross over into the light, whatever level it was, and reach. She could have been on the other side in human time for hundreds of years. On the other side, it could be just a week. But to think about it, that she was just, I don't know, she just chose, she chose not too long ago with God, me and her mom and this existence. And I don't know. I think that's just so fascinating. And as I'm going on and living this and going on with this work, it's just so crazy. I have a brand new grandson, and that realization hit me too. Yeah. That's just, and she picked me. Yeah, right. I know how great, how honored. Hey, Mary. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Mary. Mary Jensen. Yeah, so I just think that's really cool, you know? All right, let me try to get to this. So the DR60 message, the first thing that I play here is that you have to pray to me. Michael really loves you. He'll bring the colors, I think I hear. He'll bring the colors with him. It's peaceful or powerful. It's peaceful. I think it's peaceful. It could be it's powerful. But that sounded like someone else. And if you're saying you have to pray to me, you know, I mean, she was just talking to Jay. Do you think it could have been Jay saying that? I mean, I'm not going to go. I mean, to leave his voice on the recorder, I think it's possible that could happen. But yeah, it's interesting. It was interesting. You have to pray to me. I don't hear a guide saying that. No guide has ever said that. Maybe, you know, and he wasn't being mean, so it wasn't some jerk saying you have to pray to me. He was saying like Michael really loves you. He's going to bring the colors or bring something. And Steph was just talking about something with colors, which was interesting. It could be Jay. Sally said that. So, you know, it could be. Could be. I know when she has channeled Jay before and she was doing like that channeling of Jay just as she does, I have picked up the word through the box before Jay has said it. So it's like, was the box picking up him, Jesus, before it came through him or came through her? So that was very interesting. I think it was pray to me. Maybe it was Jesus. That's what I'm saying, Deb. You know, that voice had a really distinct quality to it. It did. It sounded peaceful, sweet. Yes, colors. Yeah, I think it could be colors that he's saying. If you go back and listen, I think it's colors. God bless your daughter, Josh. Thank you, Allison. Thank you. Holy cow, I need to send that book that was gifted to me, The Colors of Tibetan Buddhist Beliefs. Yeah. Yes, the colors from Connie are amazing. Yeah, see, that's what you saw. You saw colors from, yeah, so he's going to bring the colors. Like, I mean, there's something to do with the colors. Yeah, you're good, Steph. That's good. Yes, very cool. It is amazing. It really makes you think, right? It does. Okay. The next one was, okay, so now I go into the box session. Okay, so then, yeah, Sally says that she feels like it could be really Jesus. So, I mean, that's really amazing. I mean, let's roll with that and let's believe in that. And we may need to experiment with that some more. Okay, so now I'm in the box session. I turn it on. I'm saying I just had my thing with Connie. I'm gonna exercise love because of what was coming through. You guys saw it was like Frank coming through, trying to be what he was saying and whatever. And, you know, and so I hear, I'll mess him up. Was it, you know, doesn't sound good. We can at least agree on that. Causing Michael pain. That's what I hear. Not very good. Not very cool. This is what bothers me. This is what's created the issue because I don't fear these people, these other entities. I don't fear that for me. I'm frustrated that there's someone affecting them. That's what the big issue for me is. It's not like I'm afraid that I'm going to get my ass taken over or possessed or whatever. It's because they're the ones that I love and care about if they're the ones who they say they are, which I believe, and they're being terrorized on some level. Well, what the hell? I'm not going to, you know. So that's the whole thing about why I am upset, or I get frustrated, I get upset, or I don't frustrated, it's not the word. I just get upset for them, you know. So I'll mess them up, causing Michael pain. Then you hear, found out now, let him choke. So it was kind of like after meeting with Connie, someone was saying, well, you found out now what the situation is. Now let him choke, like whatever. I can get that. They are in spirit form and like, what can I do? That's exactly it. Yeah. And if they're your friends, that's like watching your friend get their ass beat behind a glass wall and you just have to watch them, you know. It's like you can't, that's like you feel so powerless. And, you know, I want to at least do what I can to try to help. But anyway, found out, now let him choke. That was interesting. Sound not working. So that's confirmation. I had my gain turned up too high. Steve confirmed that. So they were saying the sound's not working right. Isn't Michael letting him in? That's interesting. Great. I said something. I'm going to send Frank love now. That's what I'm going to do. And they said, great. Frank loves you. Well, that's the now first sign of kind of like a Billy situation sounding like. That's what that sounds like. It's kind of like, okay, is that what that is? He loves me now. He's hurting them, but loves me. That makes no sense, but it's kind of a weird thing. Let's see. The whole thing with those messages doesn't make sense to me. They aren't living. I'm getting the message that we couldn't help. No, see, Sally, I agree that, yeah, but they're in a reality of their own. That's like, they're in a reality of their own, and it feels very real, I'm sure, just like it does on this level. So, I mean, I think, I think they can feel pain. Maybe being manipulative. Frank appeared to be a bully, and when you said, I love you, it's like he changed. Yes, that's right, Deb. That is right. Frank made a switch quick. He did. Jealous of Michael depending on the level. But how can you kill someone who is dead? It's the perceiving of being killed. Like it's being perceived, the pain. How can you kill me when I can't die? I can't die. You can't die. If I took a gun and I shot you, you're not going to die. And you're like, well, what do you mean? No, like my body's going to die. Well, your body, that's your shell. Sally Johnson would be dead, but not your soul. I mean, that's pretty much, and so they have some kind of feeling like they still have like they still can sense. It's not like they're just floating around, I don't think. I think there's a feeling that they have, there's devices and things. I don't know, like it doesn't seem like just a void of nothing. There's like a creation of some kind of world to them. I think Frank wants to help and gets mad when he isn't as good as the other guys. That's interesting. We shed our shell. Yes, we do, Lonnie. Hey, Lonnie. Yes, the spirit of whomever could be jealous of Michael or jealousy of you and Michael's connection. That is very true, very possible. I would almost concur with something like that. Sure. Think about this. Michael and the others are, being shared with you. That gives them energy. And if you're good, that's a good thing. But if you're not, then it's not a good thing. So, I mean, I hate to give energy to someone that doesn't deserve it, but it's also part of, like you heard Jay's channel through Connie, or Connie channel, whatever, you know what I mean? That it's a learning experience. It's a lesson that I have to learn. It's a lesson to be learned. Not all right. I think you handled it correctly. You did what was needed and what you felt. Thank you, Tammy. Okay. Exactly. Your spark lives on. Yes. Yep. The vow for Buddha Vistas include demons in it, all beings. Yeah. I wouldn't think jealousy has a place on the heavenly plane. They're not in heaven. They're not in heaven. I mean, it's not like that. Yeah, it's not like that. No. You don't fully change who you are. You evolve. You continue to evolve until you fully rejoin the light, I think. But I think crossing over is different than the light. I think we're missing big swaths of information when it comes to this. I think we have good understandings on some levels in some way, but I think we're missing big time some of the stuff. Hey, you're snoring. Shh. Okay. From what was said with Jay, maybe you need someone who is a little more challenging. A little bit more challenging? What do you mean? A little bit more. I don't understand. Unless he's a much lower level, Catherine. Very okay. I mean, as far as dealing with less positive energies. Maybe. I don't know. Sound like they can experience sadness and pain. Yeah, it does. It does sound like that. Even if they've crossed over to other levels, I think that they're still, they're doing work on this realm. I think that I don't know. Okay. Let me get back to this for a minute here, guys. Isn't Michael letting him in? Great, Frank loves you. Then after you hear great, Frank loves you, you hear I love you. Like it sounds like him saying I love you to me. I said you got to. This has to be done without anger, and it has to be done with love. And you hear a voice say, "That's right," very clear. Then you hear Frank has killed, or so I think it says killed. But then I hear someone say, "Don't think he'll stop me." Like, don't think he'll stop me. Like, don't you think he's going to stop me? That might be Michael saying that. I don't know. He left Betty. Now you go back and listen. He could be saying he left begging. I think he says Betty though. I went back and listened a few times. I really think he says Betty, but he could have said he left begging. So I'm very weary of him too, Sally. Yeah. I'm not, signing off on anything right now. I haven't made any kind of determination or decisions on it. Betty as in Huff's Betty. Well, Betty as in, I don't know if it's Huff's Betty because I've gotten Betty other times too. So apparently we both have gotten Betty. So it's very interesting. There's been a Betsy but a Betty. It sounded like Betty to me. Connie says, that's what I think it is. So maybe he was attached to, he had something to do with Betty. I heard Betty. And Betty had kids or something. I think Betty had kids that I helped one night in one of those sessions. I heard Betty, and when she's come through before, she always mentioned something vulgar. Yeah, that's right. She was the sexual one sometimes or something. That's true. She said some sexual stuff. Yeah. It's snowing, Risa? Oh, well. Thank God it's not here. He took don't trust it. He took Two-Face into the real. Okay. Did you see? Hey Connie, did you see your video post to YouTube? Okay, I don't know. You guys are saying something else. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. What else? Michael's okay. So then the DR60 was Michael sent to the light. That's crazy if that's what happened, because that was kind of being said that Jay was saying that Michael was going to have to eventually go to the light or finish going to the light, like going all the way or something, or rejoining him. And I don't know if that was put in the video that I posted earlier, the previous one I posted for you, but he still really loves you again. So now again, Michael really loves you was in the first DR60. Then again, he still really loves you. That's really, so maybe something he did go. I don't know. We'll have to find out, I guess. Then, because later on, when I ask on again, they say not Michael. Frank loves you, Father, but it's okay. Father accepted into the light. So the Father accepted him into the light. He loved me. He wanted to help, but it's okay. You didn't want that, and that's fine. So the Father accepted him into the light, but Michael's not here either. Is that what they're saying? Then the final one, which was with you guys, was don't be worried. Frank is a helper. Don't block him. That's what I hear. What the heck, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know if Frank has crossed, Steve. It's a great question, brother. It's a great question. I do not know if Michael's here or if Michael was sent to the light as it was said. I don't know what the situation is. But you know what? I'm okay with it. It's all okay. I'm learning more and more how to be. Okay, he's snoring. It's killing me. Shh. Yeah. Rub your eyes. Okay. The lights flash. When I get up and move, the camera sensitivity light messes around. So, see, no one knows how Frank died. He could be blocking Michael due to be so vulnerable, even neglected in his life. Could be. But the thing is this, Jesus knows about this. He's allowing this on some level. I've invoked him. I've called on him many times. You know, yeah, he's so fat, Deborah. The cat is so fat he snores like Gandolfini. It's terrible. It's like really bad. But so I don't know. I just don't know what's going on. Oh, your lights flashed yourself, Tammy, when I said that. Okay. Maybe it's Michael's lesson. Well, Michael's involved, so it's gotta be part of his lesson. And then I'm involved, so it's gotta have something to do for me that I have to learn. Did you get Michael recently? Is he back? No, I have not, Steve. I don't know. I have not. I've not officially identified Michael in a message recently that I know of. No. CPAP. Oh my God, for your cat. I need a cat CPAP. A C cat. I've got it for okay. You said before he wouldn't fight. Michael said, yes, Michael has stated that many times clearly that he's not going to fight. He said it in multiple messages. All right. So after that message where it says Frank's a helper, in the test of my box, Steve sent me a test video. Deborah's asking, hold on, does Michael know of us? This group individually? Oh yeah, no, Michael, you've heard him address the patrons. He knows. I mean, he's done sessions with all of you, or not all of you, but the ones that have gotten private, and you were one of them, Deb. And he was commenting during that session, so he's said your name, I think, before or whatever. He said many other patrons' names before. He said just patrons in general. So he's very well aware of this group. Connie, what's the okay? You guys are. I think to help the spirit to ask them to tell more. In order to help the spirit, you have to ask them to tell you more. I think so. Yeah, they do. You do need to have some kind of conversation with them. A connection has to be made. It says get off Facebook. Yeah, someone said get off Facebook. I remember that. Was that Michael? I think that might have been Michael. Oh, of course we love Michael. We should do a prayer for him tonight. We will, Tammy. We'll say a prayer in our closing prayer. Because we were trying to do that last week too, you know. And I say prayers for him and my guides when I'm just praying, you know. But anyway, when Steve sent me a 5-minute test video of my box, which sounds great. He put the original pedal back on, the new pedal. It's really cool. The response came through when Steve was doing the session just today before he sent it off. It says Frank's in trouble. I could probably play that clip for you guys. So that was today that Steve got. Says Frank's in trouble on my box when he was running it. So that's interesting. And that was Michael that said that, Steve, huh? You know, that's interesting to get off Facebook. Very easy to just pick up the phone and start and just looking, you know, and I've been kind of delayed a few minutes to doing something I need to do because I'm looking at something or whatever. And Facebook is cool for connection purposes and people and for certain things, but it really sucks. And it sucks the life out of your brain. It's just, there's a lot of nonsense and it takes you away from very positive or other positive things you could be doing. Unless you're like doing nothing but like light work constantly on there, which you really can't. You know, it's a big distraction. I heard your new box. I saw the video sound great. Yeah, you saw that in the Stan Lee, though, right, Steve? You saw that in the Stan Lee video. Hey, Brad. Brad's here. Yeah, Facebook addiction. Yeah, I don't like Facebook. I agree. Yeah, it's a waste of precious time. You're absolutely right, Steve. I add them in Facebook funny groups. That's my only use of it. I hear you. Yeah, Stanley. Yeah, no, I have a private video he sent me that, you know, I'm going to probably show you guys a clip of. Wow, this hour got away from me here. We got 50 minutes and okay. So I'm done with that session, or I'm talking about that for a minute. I'm going to go into something even more important I want to talk about. The friendship montage was the best thing ever. If you guys missed it, it's a video before the last video of Steve's. The friend montage. I don't know. I didn't see that. Haven't been on Facebook. Okay. Hold on. You guys are flooding me here. Okay. Yeah. So listen, guys, this is what I want to do. Let's try to hold off for 1 second. The end of the video. Last week, Wendy White, along with Crystal Light, put them together. It's white light. It's pretty amazing. Mentioned that there was a link to a video that they wanted to send me, and that it had something in it that resembled like the life piece. And so I want to see that. I get a lot of links. I can't always watch everything, but I was able to go on to that. What I encountered once watching it was I've read a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. I've looked up a lot of things on the Bhagavad Gita, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the scrolls, the Upanishads, Hinduism, Buddhism, the lost scriptures of St. Thomas and Mary Magdalene, the Course in Miracles. It goes on. But to see this man share what he was sharing was pretty amazing. All of these topics are ancient aliens. Well, because there's a connection, Lonnie, I'm sure. So this guy, Sheldon Moore is his name. Sheldon Moore. He's in BC, Canada, I think. He lives in a very modest looking place, it looks like. He's just he's done 30 years of research and making the connections to what he's made. You call him a spiritual speaking encyclopedia, Crystal. Yeah, I mean, he is. He's got unbelievable knowledge. The Rex guy has a show. I've seen that once or twice. And so I recognize that guy, but I'd never seen Sheldon before. I've never seen Sheldon Moore. Yeah, I'm not too acquainted with Rex, but I've seen some of his stuff before. And this guy, Sheldon, just breaks it down. The research he does, the connections he makes, guys, is absolutely, he talks about the binary star system, which looks like the yin and the yang. I don't know much about that. I've heard about it. I've seen things talked about, but all the other stuff that he was talking about Yogananda, Paramhansa Yogananda, Babaji, the different gurus, Buddhism, as far as what happened, the chakra system. I mean, it just goes on. And what did they say about the life piece? Well, the life piece, they didn't say anything about the life piece. If you saw the video, Tim, I don't know if you saw the video, but they have the Dharma wheel. There's different things out there that are similar, but are not the same. And, you know the story of when I asked, Connie to channel Jay in 2013 and asked about the wooden piece, or I asked about what he made. And that's when she channeled this with every word. It was all coming out just like you heard her channeling Jay. And it was a gift given to us to share with everyone. And we've searched, because I had the design protected just so that it's not, thrown out everywhere and whatever. But we searched everywhere for anything that was anything similar. And even if we saw the Dharma wheel, it wouldn't have made any sense until I heard what this guy was sharing, what it means, and that how interesting that he's saying that the Dharma wheel is showing up inside of an orb. First of all, the digital photography of him, not him taking it, but of other verified pictures of orbs, which, that's cool. And then you see this design or like a pattern inside the orb. Well, that orb we know is a spirit. Just based on my research and what I've captured, how the orbs have flown in and out of my head and around them, We know those are spirits. Those are energies. So if that's the case, and he's now, and so then what does that mean? That means that this design that Jesus could have even picked up himself when he traveled, I believe he traveled in those lost years, from 15 to 30. For 15 years, I believe he traveled with his uncle and went to Middle East or to Asia, East Asia, and all over, and visited with monks and to spread his word and to learn. And that's why some of these prayer beads are very similar to rosaries and other things. So maybe he picked this up because that was there before him, the Dharma wheel. And so he said this holds his whole word in it. And this design holds his word. Well, what if this is what our soul looks like, in the sense of that it's a round ball of light and it has this design somewhat in it, and our cameras haven't been able as detailed to pick it up yet. So if they're saying the Dharma wheel is what's showing up in the soul, in the orb, this is very similar to that. And Jesus gave this. So this is a representation. Everyone that received a life piece, right? My soul. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty amazing. So not only was I able to confirm from his work the orbs, and I show the different examples of the orbs that I've captured, but then right next to it is this given to us that all you have now. That means that I'm still learning about this, and there's probably more secrets to this that won't be revealed until I'm ready, and then I can share with you. It's freaking wild. Absolutely amazing. So now let's talk about this. He says Stonehenge, Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, all these ancient sites. What were they for? Holy sites. Some ancient alien says they had spaceships land on them and stuff like that. No. They were sites to help. Sacred geometry is everything. It's the language of the universe, Steph. You are absolutely right. Those sites, Stonehenge, were to predict lunar eclipses. Stonehenge could predict a lunar eclipse with a 99.8% accuracy. Why do they want to know about lunar eclipses? Buddha received enlightenment under a tree, and he received enlightenment during a lunar eclipse. So what do we have coming up? January 21st, a super wolf blood moon lunar eclipse. I'm going live on that day with you guys that night. I'm going to lead us in a meditation. It doesn't mean we're going to all receive enlightenment, but this is going to be, we're going to start the process. The whole goal of my channel, of this work, is for me to reach enlightenment in this lifetime as close as I can come to it. And for all of you to do the same. And this is the time to do it. You'll hear Sheldon share about that. I agree. I'm going to get in contact with him. Not before the 21st, maybe, but I'm going to get in contact with him. Steve and I are going to do a video on the Sheldon Moore video. I've ordered his book, Remembering Zen. It's in the mail already. It's on its way to me. So, that's it. 2019. We're going to start it off the right way. We're going to start it off with a lunar eclipse. There won't be another one till May of 2021. So, well, that's all we can keep doing. I mean, that's the goal, whether we reach it exactly the way it is, but that we're going to go ahead and We're gonna keep going. Yeshua is Jesus. You are correct. Yes, that is right. Yeshua. I love that name. Yeshua. So much more to come with the Sheldon Moore. I'd look up that episode. Maybe Wendy or Bristol, you could post the link. Guys, watch it. It's 3 hours long. He talks about everything. I am going to go through it. I've already downloaded it, and I'm going to go ahead and post the things like I did with the orbs and the life piece. I'm going to post my things in that in a separate video to show, to show you how my work validates his research. So same with Steve. We're going to do it together. That's what we'd like to do. Yeah, J wasn't in the name. Well, it's, the J is silent. It's Y in Hebrew, so it's Yeshua. Yeshua, I think, really. Yeshua of Nazareth. He talks about Jesus too. He's like, screw this. The church has nothing to do with this. He's like, Jesus, he's the man. Like, he brought the deal. There was Krishna, who was enlightened before all, and Buddha. And there were 6 Buddhas, and he goes, and he talks about everything. And then he talks about, he says, but Jesus, man, he gave us the gift. Like, he gave us the goods. He's like, he doesn't have to be your Messiah or whatever, but he was an enlightened being. That's why there's a halo. What they're talking about during the lunar eclipse, so you understand, is that the soul sits between the yellow and the orange chakra, solar plexus and the other one, whatever. And that's where the ball of light, the orb that you've seen coming in and out of my head, that's where it sits. And when you go through a tough time and you bottom out, your soul can drop down past your root chakra. I'm going to be going through all of this too in the intuitive class. We're going to learn grounding. We're going to go through it again in detail. I'm going to take you through the basics, and then we're going to get into more advanced stuff. But this is, so he's saying that the Buddha, the soul, sits here. When you have a bottom out, it drops down below your root chakra, and then is now going to come during the lunar eclipse, rise all the way through your chakras until, bam, it hits your third eye. And now your head is glowing. And then you have a halo. And you are enlightened. Enlightenment. Oh, yeah, you could see the soul comes into the body and leaves the body through the head. Yes, you are right. Lizzie posted, someone posted it. That was a great video. Someone should post that again. Yep. That's right. All right. This is all great stuff. We're well over an hour. I can go on and on and on and on about this stuff because it's just so, I'm getting rejuiced again. I'm getting remotivated. And it comes to the point where he's saying, the book, each chapter kind of repeats itself sometimes, but he says that by the end of the little book he's got, you're going to know everything you need to know. And it's pretty much like we don't need to keep on rereading for new or reading stuff where we need all new information. Eventually, it's like you get the information. You get the information. Now it's about really applying it, practicing it, living it. So it's awesome. I'm really excited, guys. I'm really excited. And I'm excited to get my box back. I'll post that test. I'll post the clip that he tested. And I don't know. Let's see. One time. This is for my approved guides and spirits Who is here with us tonight? And is there anything that you would like to say to us? Thank you. Notice how strong that was? That was pretty strong. It could be because I'm juiced up tonight, you know? Please figure it out. It sounded important. They're all important, Lonnie. Believe me. Yeah, no, they definitely feed off the energy. I was talking to someone after my life meeting tonight, and I got to get off after this. I'll say a quick prayer. But tonight, this woman who lost her mother was really feeling her mother or missing her mother. After the life meeting, she I'll play it again real quick. So, but we were talking, and she was asking about what I do and stuff. And I said, you got to come to the Patreon page. You'd probably really enjoy it. And the people there are amazing. And I started talking about this with them, and and she's like, wow, dude, your eyes just lit up, and like everything just lit up, you know? And it's like, I had all this knowledge, just Kate started coming out. I think I heard you're welcome. I did. I feel like I heard you're welcome, Tammy. Let me play it again.
This is for my approved guides and spirits. Who is here with us tonight? Is there anything that you would like to say to us?
I don't know. That's your welcome. I don't think I hear that. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not going to try to guess on it, analyze it. Like, it's just, I have to go into this as objective as I can. I can't make a judgment. I have to be as objective, and it has to be in that space, because that's when I'm going to get it. How you do it. I heard Josh. That's it, but it's clear. It is clear, Crystal. You are right. It sounds like the words are pronounced. It doesn't sound like it's a bunch of like staticky. It sounds like I'll be able to hear it 30 times and make it out. Maybe only 15 times I can make it out. I'm being sarcastic. Anyway, all right, let's pray this thing out. It's an hour and 8 minutes. All right. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Lord, as I pray to you before my live, as I do every time, I am so blessed. We are all blessed to be able to join together like we do, to bring us together like you do. We know that you are here with us, that you are guiding us ultimately with our angelic help, our guides. We thank you for the ones we know of and we don't know of. We pray for them. We pray for Michael. We pray for Frank. We pray for all of them, that they receive all that they need and deserve, all that is supposed to be, that it is brought to them. And we trust in you, Lord, that will be the case. And we thank you in advance, because we believe and we exercise that belief. We pray for anyone that's here that needs a healing of some kind, that's feeling grief of a lost loved one, missing their son, their father, their mother, their brother, their sister, it doesn't matter who. Please bring a healing to anyone here right now through this energy of all of us being here that is feeling pain, physical pain right now. Anyone that's feeling fatigued or tired or ailments of any kind, that they receive a healing. We also ask now, Lord, that on the 21st, when we do this live, that we have something come to us, a healing, more of an elevation of all of our consciousness, of all of our souls, all of our knowledge and connection with you, connection to the spirit world. And really, it's just about an attitude of gratitude, thanking you for all that you've brought to us. We forge on. So it is. Thank you, Lord. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right. All right, guys. This was a long one. This was a good one. I was excited to share a lot with you. It takes a lot to do these videos and put them together, but I love putting them together. So I'll be working on something again soon. And that's it. All right. Love you all. And I'll post an update soon. If I get that, I'll post that as well, too. I'm going to listen to that tonight. All right.